guys. Today is Tuesday, November the 18th. I know this has been spread over a few days here. Well, last night I was working on using my juicer that you can see in the background. And after so long, the bottom of it got hot and I poured cold water in it to do the self-cleaning, and it still wouldn't work even after that. It has like a shut-off safety something where it shuts off, it don't want to work until you completely clean it. Well, taking that apart, I've showed in a previous video, probably last year when I was doing tomato juice then, and it does take a lot of work taking that apart, washing it, putting it back together, washing it again. So I think that's why me and my husband decided to go with this food meal. It's a hand crank one, and it is not hard to use. It's not hard to clean. I just couldn't figure it out last year. I was trying to make relish. Or no, I know what it was. It was ketchup. I was gonna make ketchup. And I don't know, I thought it wasn't working, but it was. So this is making really good juice. I have 2 containers left of tomatoes. And here's my stock pot, about halfway, a little bit less than half, full of juice. It's cold. I just set these items in my mudroom last night because it's cold in there. There's no heat. And I'm picking it back up where I left off with. I stopped about 9 o'clock yesterday and did up my dishes and all that. So I'm going to show you how this food meal works because I haven't done that before. So let me take it apart. It comes apart comes in a box like that in the background. I'm gonna get I'm not affiliated with anybody, guys. I'm just showing you what I use. This is the food meal that I got. It comes in pieces, wrapped in bags. There's 2 different size of these little grates. One's got a little bit bigger holes, and I'm using the smaller holes. So it's like a pot with hooks on each side. This sits on top of your bowl. This has little divots here where you can only put it in here a certain way. Pretty easy. It isn't moving. This is the crank, and it's pressurized. See the spring on it? So you put the crank down in the hole. And then there's 2 little hooks. Move the handle out of the way. There it is. Right there. And it slides into here. It's pressurized, so I just put one side in, just like that. And then on this side, you just gotta push it in and over. And there, it clicked into place. So this is how it works. One way, it's like it scoops it off of here. And another way is squishing it down. And it'll be squished out at the bottom and down into your bowl. But you want to use this here glass bowl. Maybe a bowl that this will set right on top there. And there you have it. And I just squish juice up until, you know, it gets to this point. And then I dump it in my stock pot. And then I have a little scraper. Some spoons and stuff come with it, but I have a favorite scraper. This one, it's very thin and it bends really well. I've got other scrapers, but this is my favorite. And I use this to scrape off the bottom juice. It's like the pulp. Not all the pulp. And then all the seeds and skins or whatever that doesn't go through the sieve, I will rake it out and I'll put it in my compost bin, which I'm gonna set in my sink. So you'll see here in just a second. Sorry about that, that was my husband. So I'm gonna show you really quick kind of how this works. I'll show you a couple of times and then probably skip on till the next step. This has been my struggles here lately. I'm gonna leave you right here and I'll angle you down so you can see down in my little thing here. And overnight, you know, it's kind of gotten juicy, which is fine, it's tomato juice, so. Excuse me, little handle. So I just pour this down in here. It's like a strainer too for this juice. Tomatoes are a lot of water, that's for sure. But remember, this is just tomato water, not water from the tap or anything, because I just rinsed them off. And then I'm going to just dump this juice down inside my here. Alright, then back to my sieve here. Oh, run away, tomato. I'll get you back in just a minute. Oh my gosh, there's a couple. These are a lot of those cherry tomatoes. There we go. That's about how full I'll fill it. I won't fill it way up high. I've got some flies flying around, so I'm covering everything. All right, tomatoes, y'all get back over here. Now, this is pretty cool. This is squished down. So I've already got a lot of juice already, so I might need to go ahead and dump real quick. You're trying to escape again, ain't you? See how like it's crushing? We got all the seeds up here on top. A lot of people don't like seeds in their juice. To me, it don't really matter. But that's just how the juicer works. It cuts out all the seeds too. Yeah, I'll back it up a little bit. See how it gives some space and then it smashes it down again. scraper here. Usually it's a little bit drier than that by the time I'm done and scraping it to the compost. See how there's still some juice in there? Now you're gonna make a liar out of me, ain't you? Or is it just doing it a little at a time? Sometimes when I feel like it ain't going no further, you can see the bottom of this, and I give it a good scrape too. Hey Parker, how you doing, buddy? I do remember having this a little bit. I had it backwards yesterday, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it or what. Could not. I don't think it would.
Did you shut the window?
Daddy did, but King's outside, so the door's open.
Did you tell him about the car?
No, I didn't, actually. My husband gets a phone call from the neighbor, and he says, "Did you know there's a car in front of your house on fire?" We said no. So we made sure we called the fire department too, but it looked like they already knew it.
Put your video and Dad's video when you edit it too.
I don't know if I will or not, baby, because it's somebody else's car, and then it's got people on there that I don't know if they want to be on there. Things like that.
People do that with other people.
I know. But for everybody's personal well-being,
Why don't you just
because I didn't have pictures of the fire, but I had pictures of the smoke.
Why don't you blur the faces?
Honey, that's a lot of editing that Mommy don't have time for.
Shut up. Take breaks. Do it a little bit. Do it tomorrow. Do a little bit. Do another. Come on. Do every day a little bit.
Anyhow,
There's no ice in here except for ice.
dumped. This right here is still pretty juicy, so maybe it's because there's nothing else in here. I'm gonna add more to it. It was drier than that when I was dumping it yesterday. There we go. Top on. See, if you put too much in it, you'll have stuff fall out. So, mix it all down in there.
Oh wow! This ice cube cracked in half.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the whole top wave just popped. It didn't even cover it in Coke fully. It just popped open. I didn't even get close to it covered with Coke and it just popped open. Hope you get another 2 liter, because look. Under the fuck.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see, baby. We're not able to DoorDash again today because thunderstorms coming, and I don't want to be DoorDashing in thunderstorms.
Just thunderstorms?
Yep. And it's getting a little yellow out. But yeah, I didn't want to. Alright, I'm gonna switch this around because I don't know if that's the reason why I'm having such a problem or what. But this little guy is like a stopper thing. Let me flip it this way. Shouldn't have no reason, but that's how it was yesterday. Maybe it just stopped on the other side and I didn't pay attention to it, maybe.
And it's raining.
Alright, you can go shut that door now. Are the cats leaving?
Oh, yep.
Oh,
No.
Rocco come back?
Rocco didn't go out. He just went to the cat tree to go out, but the wind was shut.
Okay.
Man's in here, Rocco's over there, and King's in.
Good. Animals are in for the thunderstorms. We're good now. Which I'm sure the cats found a dry spot because they're both dry when they came in. It's been raining all day.
It's probably been like under the building.
Or under this house or
Under a vehicle.
something. They're finding a place. That's for sure. King, leave the cat alone,
Or
please.
they go somewhere where people take them in for a minute and then they let them back out.
No, they haven't been going very far. They could be scared of other people because they're our cats. You know what I mean? I'm not real sure. Because, see, they won't go to Travis hardly. And he's our neighbor. He's
They're both eating and drinking.
Okay. Daddy shut the window for me as he went out, so.
Is he still in the building?
Yeah, he went back out. I think it's time to done.
You know, he could live in that building if he really wanted to. He has electronics, he has electricity. All he needs is just a porta potty, and he can live.
Yeah.
Because you can use food. And he has some sort of communication.
Mm-hmm.
You could live out there if you wanted to.
It'd be hard to sleep out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a workshop. And he loves it. It's his little nook in the world. A little corner in the world. And this is my little corner in the world. You want to turn it?
Yeah, it's best if you.
If I hold it? Okay, hold on. Now. Careful, a tomato will jump out right here. Just, yeah, it's alright.
Got them caked in.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not squishy?
They are, you just can't really tell.
Look, this one's just surviving.
Oh, maybe you're going the other way. Try it again. The other way. No, that's scraping off, ain't it? Yeah.
You
That one's
literally
squishing
went
down.
this way. I went the same exact way you went.
Okay. It's just doing really tough. It's cool.
You have to push
That means
down.
all of the thing. No, you don't have to push down.
You just turn.
Mm-hmm.
Cause look, this one's just staying alive.
I know. because all this pulp and stuff in there. Quit.
Look,
with your
there's no
fingers.
hole. There's nothing. Nothing. No puncture. No none.
Alright. I'm going to have to squeeze out some of this here junk. That's what I think is going to have to happen. It's still kind of mushy, but that's what the juicer will leave behind too. And then I'll run it back through the juicer too when that happens.
See, this is the one that got popped off.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even noticed. Loads of stuff to cook on that. And here's the top of it.
Yeah. I think that's how it gets cut. Where it's stuck underneath there. It's supposed to be in there. Come on, little tomato. You know you can make it under there. There it goes. Smushy, smushy. See how I'm undoing it there, and then it's got all the pulp out from under it now. All over here. Yeah, it's pretty. Now, what I would used to do, I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but I would dehydrate all of this. And you can do it if you want to. Put it on a wax paper or something. Dehydrate it and turn it into tomato powder after it dries. Just crush it up. And where I haven't really used the tomato powder, I have plenty of it. Now here's some tomato powder that I have saved in a jar. And you use it to thicken up soups and stuff with tomatoes. I use the vacuum sealer to seal it, and then if I happen to open it up, I just vacuum seal it again. Okay. So I'm gonna dump this little bit down in my compost bin. Since I'm not saving it. Scrape the bottom of this off. And then we put it in my stock pot. Stock pot's already getting full. So I'm going to continue doing that with the rest of our tomatoes, which I've only got this whole container left and then a little bit left here. You've already seen me do most of that. And then we'll come back to the next step if I have time today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. Okay, it's the same day, and I'm finished up that other container, and I'm about down to here. But look, my stock pot is pretty full. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the next step. So what we want to do is we want to get our canner back on the stove because we want the jars to be hot and steaming. And then we want the juice to be hot and steaming. Now, like I said before, it will take a while for these items to be hot and steaming. And so I will come back with you when that happens. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and juice the rest of these and put it in my other container that's sitting over here empty. And what I'll do is, I would say that everything in this stock pot would probably fill up the 7 quarts that I need for my first canning processing. So the juice that's left over from these, we might have to add to the stock pot after that gets empty and heat it up again and process a few more jars. So that's what I want to do next. So I'll put you guys maybe over here. So I'm gonna take my big burner top off back here and my other burner off too, because that big old pot here overlaps. So I'm gonna set it back here best I can. All right, and remember, this is the big canner that has the jars, my quart jars full of water, and then water in the pan about halfway up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this burner up on high. It's 6:01. We'll see how long it takes for that to start steaming. Go ahead and put the top on that. I'll move this back here. Get my stock pot full of juice on here. And we're gonna put it down on low because I don't want my juice to burn. It's not just plain water, it's juice too. And down inside there, the tomato pulp might be sitting on the bottom. So we're gonna bring this to a slow steam, but not boil. Remember the book saying that? I'll come over here and get my book, but I believe that's right. And just got some water, tomato juice. Alright. So it said, prep washed tomatoes under cold running water and drain. We done that. Remove core and blossom ends and cut tomatoes into quarters. I done that. And we done that and put them in these containers. Alright. Prep. Or that was prep. Now we want to cook. You want to cook? You want to simmer the tomatoes in a large saucepan until they're soft, stirring to prevent sticking. And juice the tomatoes using an electric food strainer or a food meal to remove peels and seeds. Then return the juice to the saucepan and heat the juice for 5 minutes at 190 degrees. Do not boil the juice. Okay. Where I've been doing this over a long period of time because sometimes I can't just have a big old time where I can do these things. So I gotta space it out. But I didn't have hot tomatoes to put in my strainer. Food meal. That could be why it takes a little bit. I'd say hot tomatoes would help it go faster. But like I said, this is just the way I do it. I gotta do it a little on the slow side. And it might help you guys too, because you all might be, see, I'm self-teaching myself, self-taught. Nobody's sat here and told me how to do something. They all either passed away or not able to do it anymore. So, learning this on my own accord and trying to do it with the time that I have allotted, and maybe pass it on to people that also have a problem with having a big slot of time to get things done. So like say you've got children, or say that you're watching your mom that needs help or whatever. I have a disabled husband. I homeschool my child. He's 11. So I stop whatever I'm doing and take care of that. Woo, we got some lightning. I've also got pets and stuff that I stop and take care of. I have to stop and cook dinner. You know, just things happen. You gotta stop and go to work. So, with us working mamas, we gotta figure it out, and we gotta figure out the right times and stuff. So, yes. Yes, I can.
I'm dying.
Alright, we'll turn it off for a little while. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I may or may not be a big rat in Halloween candy. Mommy swapped. I've been swiping every time I walk past it. It's terrible. Anyhow, I might turn this tomato juice down a little bit lower. I'm gonna put it down on 2 to bring it to slow. Use your ears and listen, if you can, to your pots, and you'll hear bubbling or whatever, and just keep check on your pots. Like, you can pick the lid up and check if you feel like they're getting close. So in the meantime, I'm gonna finish juicing up this, and we'll put it in my other container over there, and I'll have it ready for my next set. Alright. My battery's on low power mode now. My charger's in the building with my husband. Don't forget to lay out your lemon juice. It's supposed to be room temperature if that's what you're using in your jars. Some people say that you don't even have to put lemon juice in there. But I think what this does is help with acidity and keeping your tomato juice red. I don't know. That is up to you. I'm doing that just because it's on the recipe. I don't want to foul anything up, and I don't even taste the lemon flavoring or anything when I use the juice. It is now 6:15. I went ahead and put this down on medium because I was listening and they was starting to simmer. And as you can tell, there's getting little tiny bubbles around the jars there. You see that? So this is slowly coming to temp. So we want the jars to be 190 degrees to match the 190 degrees on the tomatoes, which they're starting to bubble just a little. I took it off of medium and put it on about 2 to give it like a simmer instead of cooking it. Does that make sense? So we're gonna do it slowly, and I'm still working on getting all this tomato juice done. Well, that's why I'm not doing it on the kitchen table, because the cats get up there. So I'm on the countertop standing, and after a while my back hurts. You guys can choose where you want to go, but my lighting is also better here too. Anyway, so I'm gonna finish this up, and by this time those might be the temperature. I'm not really sure. I'll come back to you. Okay, hopefully my phone doesn't die, but I've got all the tomatoes processed. I got this scraped out, we got this taken apart and scraped off into my compost bin. By the way, this is going to my compost bin because I don't have any chickens or pigs or anything. So if you guys have that kind of stuff, by all means, put it in there. And we ended up filling up half of this with juice. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much tomatoes for juice that you would get out of it. This is a, let's see, what size is this? It says 4 canisters. 1.3 gallon. There's a 6.4 cup capacity on one. But I don't know which one this one is. This is the biggest one of that canister set. Let me see if I can find that on the bottom here. 2. No, not 2. 21 cups. Woo! 21 cups is what that says on the bottom of that. Alright. So half of that, we'll probably add 10. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to double check, see what's going on in here. Alright, like I said, it's going to take a while. Starting to get a little bit of bubbles on the top, I think. Let's go ahead and temperature this. See what that's coming to. About 73 right now, 74. Yeah, it's still got a ways to go to get to 190. Okay. Let's see what this, so let me go ahead and turn this up on medium since I'm done processing all the others. And I'm going to keep a good close eye on it. Oh, we got some steam going on now. And I temp inside one of the jars here. Looks like we're at about 160, a little bit more on these jars. So they're almost there. Alright, so I'll come back at you when both of these are at 190 degrees, okay? Okay, sorry guys, I'm back now. My husband popped in and started talking to me, so I had to pause and talk to him a minute. Alright, so I've been dropping these quart jars full of water. So I'm using a oven mitt to catch the back of it. Just like that. And then pouring the water right on down in here. You'll probably want rubber gloves or, you know, something where it don't burn you. A cloth oven mitt, it'll go through. Just like that. Lay these down. And get my funnel. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. As you can tell, I've already filled up a few of these jars. Then I just ladle in the juice. I think a storm's coming, so if y'all hear something in the background, it can be heavy rain hitting the windows or something. As you can tell, this is just steaming, it's not boiling. That water, I want it to get hotter. So it's okay to be almost boiling, I think. So I turned this burner down about on 3. If that makes sense. And I'm filling it to about midways of the jar rim, okay? About midways up. It might be about half head space, but it'll be fine though. I've had them go lower to 1 inch head space, so. Yeah, here comes the rain and stuff. Take my dry towel and I wipe off the rim of my jar. Make sure it's good and dry. And I put one of my lids on top. Get a canning jar lid or ring. And I use my dry towel to hold the jar. And just like that. And you can set it right on inside there. Alright, I got 2 more jars to do, guys. I go all the way around the edge and then I do the middle. I don't know why. I just do. Oh. Hold on. Once we get all these jars filled up, we will want to put them down inside the canner. You're going to lower them down in there. Bring all this to a roll and boil. And then you're going to set your timer for 40, I believe it's 40 minutes. I'll double check the book and make sure. And I believe it's 35 minutes for a pint and 40 minutes for quart. My husband's found something funny in there. this water is supposed to be about an inch above all these jars in this canner. But nowadays they've got this thing called a steam canner. So I'm not really too worried about it. Where the steam's actually cooking the food too. And it's based off of a water bath canner. Same process time. What's going on, buddy?
I know how to take a shower when she gets back. She needs to go.
Okay.
And we're gonna call again at 5 straight. Are we free at 5?
5 when? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually we go DoorDash at that time. You can talk to her while we're DoorDashing. It don't matter. I don't mind. If the weather's right, anyway.
Hope not.
So you stay home? I know. I like staying home too. I don't like DoorDashing either, but if you don't have money, you can't pay your bills. Bills are caught up. We need other stuff like household goods and stuff. And of course Christmas is coming up too. I'd like to have some money to go shop on. Alright. Last jar's in. Carefully lay these down in there. See what I mean? It'll fill up over top of these jars. If you put too much water in there, it'll overflow. And that's perfect. You see it? I think you do. Right up here. We got that much on there. I'll let it down in there kind of slow. Hopefully now we can get this up on boiling. Put that up on high. Take off towels, of course. Waiting on it to get on boil. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this juice down inside our stock pot. And now this didn't fill up a whole pot. I'm still gonna go and get probably 7 jars ready anyway, just to be sure. I'll put this top on here. We're gonna bring this back to temperature again. Well, I got a kitchen full of mess. That should be coming to a boil soon. Like I said, roll and boil. It says process. You lower your rack down into the simmering water. Water must cover the jars by an inch. Adjust the heat to medium-high. Well, I got it on high. Well, for this stove, it has to be on high for it to boil. I forgot. Cover the canner and bring the water to a rolling boil. Process pint jars 35 minutes or quart jars 40 minutes. So we'll set the timer to 40 minutes. Then it says to turn off the heat, remove the cover, and let the jars cool for 5 minutes. So set my timer for 40 minutes. Once that beeps, take the top off, turn the heat off, set the timer for 5 minutes. Then you remove the jars from the canner. Do not retighten bands if loose. So I take them out of this canner and I put tea towels down on the table, or I'm probably going to put mine on the dryer. Put some towels down and enough space around the jars to have some circulation around them to cool down. You let them cool for 12 hours. And then you test the seals. So you push each button down, see if they sealed up or not. And then you label them and you store them. So I'm bringing this up to boil. I hear it. Getting some bubbling, just little bubbles. You gotta bring it to a roiling boil. And I'll be right back. Okay, this is what I mean by my stove doing its thing. It cut off, and then it'll heat back up. It's not a continuous temperature. But I'm starting to hear it now. So I'm gonna leave this on like 2, 3. It's done 8:08, and I started this about what, 6? It's a long process. What you need, King? You gonna go out? You gonna go out? It's not the storm, dude. Dog. All right, we're back. I hear it. Bubble, 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 bubble. Please be boiling. You're not really bubbling. It's gotta be a rolling boil, so it's gonna take a while. In the meantime, I have a kitchen full of dishes that I need to do and put away, and I need to get jars ready too for the next batch. So let's see. Whoa! See, this is silly. Okay, my jars are down underneath the microwave. So I need to go get 7 jars from down there. empty jars in all different places. I want to have them all together on a shelf. You know what I'm saying? Just want it all together. Okay, you hear something different? We're boiling back here. Oh yeah, see that is a rolling boil. So let's turn the timer on. In the meantime, I was checking my jars with the jar lids and stuff, see if they seal. And look, I don't know if you can tell or not. See that hole? You can see my pink shirt through it. See? So there's a rusted lid from storage. So we definitely don't want to use this one, right? Make sure you mark it or get rid of it or whatever so you don't use it. So this one work? This one? I have a feeling I probably won't use all these jars. But I'll probably go ahead and put them in there for spacers. Like, don't put the lids and the jar rings on top. Just set them in there with water, and they'll be fine, I think. I have done it without spacers too. Now, some people, when they do the spacers with jar rings and lids, they are putting sanitized water in them. So you know the water's good to drink for later use. For those of you that might be new at canning, there's two different types of jars for every size jar. So these are quart jars. You can tell they're the same. We got wide mouth and we have regular mouth. It's a little bit skinnier. This is really wide. And this is a good kind of jar for like pickles if you want to get your hand down in there. And for juice, you just pour with this. So that's why I use the regular for juice. gonna start with these 3 regular mouth jars, so then I'll put juice. I might just go ahead and do water too. That was such a little bit on there. Forget to inspect all the jars too, because you don't want it to crack while they're cooking. This is an old jar. I got a lot of jars that were passed down from Hank's mom. Oh, that's scary. Show you with this jar. I'm not sure, but you'll see there's like this. You might see it that way. There we go. Maybe there's a little bit of a crack here. What I do is I rub my finger over it. If I feel it, that's concerning. That means it's not inside the glass. You can take your finger now and you can feel it. I feel it there, and I also feel it over here. So feeling this one will probably break if I canned with it. So this would be a good candy jar or a dry goods jar, but not to water bath can in, okay? So I'm gonna set this one aside. Somewhere else. Over here. Out of the way. So I don't confuse them. I'll take, this is a good candy jar lid, so I'll use another ring. This one I really need to trash because it ain't even good for, maybe I can label it this way. I don't have a ring in it, so maybe I'll know that. A lid. I'll get right here, guys. I'm sleepy, I'm tired. Alright, so these two are ready. This is a good lid. I'm going to put it up in my stash. good, brand new, pretty much. So yeah, I think it worked. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 jars. I'm actually going to bring these over here out of the way because I need to have my probably going to put the tea towels over here for them to sit and rest over here on this. That way, if I don't need the dryer or roommates need the dryer or whatever, washer, they won't be disturbed. Shoo! Bless me. This little onion, those onions are good. I won't need the deep freeze a couple days. Let's check on this tomato juice that I've been heating up. Where's my spoon? There it is. Slow heating. That's good. So remember, we gotta heat up these jars next. Which this water will be good and hot. That maybe I won't. We can get them warmed up pretty fast, hopefully. Alright, I got 26 minutes until these are done, and I'll come back to you. And we'll work on my dishes. Alright guys, the timer's going on. So I need to turn my heat off, which it's very, very hot back there, so I'm going to use my oven mitt. Turn that off. Woo. Open the top. I'm going to set this in my over here. And set the timer for 5 minutes. And you'll watch it calm down for 5 minutes.
Oh, not having no soda.
This is getting bubbly too. Bet you it's up to temp now. Let's just check it and see here. Yep. Oh, it's passing me. So I'm gonna leave the top off of this too, I guess. Okay, now let's just looking for my dish ragger. So that's up to temp. The next thing is to get my jars up to temp for the second batch. These have to cool down, which kind of ain't good because then I got to get them back up to temp later. Parker! Got all my dishes done and put away, and well, the ones that I'm not using, they're still over here. Or that I am using.
I'm hanging.
He's hanging. He's a little monkey. He's a little monkey. Monkey. Alright. So, I'll come back after 5 minutes
I'm not
is up, and I'll show you how to take them out.
I'm not.
Okay. 5 minutes is up. Carefully pull the things up on the side. They're not hot, so they're warm. If that makes sense. Whew. Up and out on top of there. Then you grab each jar. They might have a little bit of water on top of them. So I just be careful. One, and I go around the outside first. Ain't they beautiful? Two, and I give about an inch space between them. I'm gonna grab this middle one too, because it will shift on me. Four. Get a workout. We gotta figure out which one. Uh-oh, we got one that already popped. That's the cool thing, hearing them pop. There's all 7 of them. Okay. Now, the next thing we gotta do is set these jars over inside to get warm so they don't crack. They're right above the water at the moment. They're getting like a steam bath right now. Alright, now I'm going to turn this heat back on so I don't lose that temperature. Put it back on medium for now until I get these all filled up. See how they're fogging up? I don't know if you can see from there or not. But here we go again. We get to fill up some more jars here. You do this kind of slow, it shouldn't crack, I hope. I'm usually too tired to do a second batch, so I'll just do it the next day. But while this water's all hot and everything's hot, I want to go and get it done. I'm probably going to turn this one off. I got the juice off, so. Goodness. And I started with the regular mouth jar this time. Make sure it's good and dry. That on top. Regular jar lid. Set it right inside. Phew, scared me. Juice. Once it's starting level, you might be able to turn it up and dump it. Be careful though. Regular mouth. Off the edge. Put it on top. Alright. Next jar. Now we're on the wide mouth ones. surprised it's making this much. It's pretty good. The last jar might not have full thing. Hey, lemon juice. There it is, guys. There's the end of it. Woohoo! Oh. My other jars are popping. Alright. Those other two jars, I usually don't leave spacers in there. Actually, I leave the empty jars in there as it is. And I fill them up with water. Getting my picture out. Really need to do hot water. It's gonna mess with the jars. I'll tell you what, I'll just take them out. I'm sorry, I'm indecisive. There's some over here for you. Alright. So here's my canyon. Let's see if you can see better this way. Slowly. And the water level's not high enough, so I do have to add water anyway. I'm going to add it slowly. That jar's floating around. I might need to put water jars in there because that's floating around where it's not full. Well, this is dangerous, Laura. What are you doing? At least maybe that jar will stay in the spot it's supposed to be in. I don't know. Kind of weird. Alright, you want to put the top on this? There it goes. Put that up on high. Alright, get this back to a rolling boil. Boil for 40 minutes. Then we take it, turn it off for 5 minutes. Then we set it over here with the rest of them. I'm tired. I know y'all are tired. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I'm going to wash up my mess. And we'll catch you on the next video. Yeah, tomato juice! Woohoo! Like, share, subscribe to my channel if you want to see other videos like this one and don't want to miss out. Share for others for inspiration. You know, somebody wants to know what I'm doing or whatever, share it with them. Thank you for watching. I'll have to come back and shut my building later, I guess.